quick message to say that we understand that addiction, mental health and real life is a very serious subject. Although we try and keep a light-hearted and often humorous approach to the subjects on this show, we understand that times are not always easy. If you are struggling or are suffering with something, then we urge you to seek the correct help or at least speak to someone. Though we are not doctors or experts in this field, our DMs are always open to anyone. We are not immune from the harsh realities and struggles that come with all mental health issues, and we are here to help and listen to anyone who reaches out. You are never alone, and we thank you again for listening and watching.
I don't know whether I need a hat on.
No. Well, that's personal preference, isn't it? Why would you need a hat on?
Just, it's the head. Ever since episode 1. It's that simple. It's the head.
You can call me Baldy or like. Don't bother me.
I didn't call you Baldy.
I can't blame the lighting, can I? Although it is affecting me. Nice mug. Yeah. Very massive as well.
Yeah, no, that's the best thing about
What the
it.
fuck?
I
What are you
paid,
planning
like-
to drink?
It's full of coffee. It's
Yeah.
4:30 in the morning. Yeah, when I wake up this early, I literally feel like I'm having a heart attack. Do you ever have this? You know, when you get up really early, you get up early for the gym a lot, don't you? I don't know if it's adrenaline or just like natural anxiety, but I feel like I'm like having a heart attack when I get up at a certain time. When I've not
Really?
I went to bed at like 10, I think I've had 5 hours sleep or 6 hours sleep, which probably isn't enough. I feel like I'm having like a heart attack when I wake up. And I'm like,
Wow.
I have to like decompress from
No.
that state. No, you don't get that.
You haven't had 3 bags of cocaine last night.
I don't think I did.
That's about the only explanation I could give it.
No, I had a Thai red curry and that was it. Could be that. You never know with the,
Blood pressure.
what's
Yeah.
in that. But
No, I don't. I have no idea what that is.
I think. Do you know what I think I'm realising is I get anxiety. I don't like it. I don't like admitting it, but I think I like get anxiety quite a lot without realising it. I've always put my eggs in the depression basket when I feel shit and whatever. But I think it might be anxiety as well. Like I naturally just get anxiety for no reason.
I used to suffer a bit with health anxiety, but that was purely, and I knew it at the time. That was purely drink and drugs.
Yeah.
Just like the knock, but you don't want to admit that you still feel shit on Wednesday because you've had a big weekend. So you're like, oh, there must be something wrong with me.
Yeah.
Like I'm having a heart attack.
Yeah. Maybe I'm
And
just
it's-
having like a really late one of them.
Yeah,
But
if
no,
you're
I
doing
think-
it now,
yeah.
you've got no excuse now.
No. Yeah, I think I might have mild anxiety at times. I've had anti-anxiety medication before, like years ago, and I remember at the time going like, "What you put me on that? Like, what? Why are you choosing that, doc?" Because I just didn't feel. I didn't think I felt anxious, but I think that might
The doc,
be the problem.
the doc got you it.
not
the doc put you on it?
not the doc, not my dad.
No, you
the
see,
doc.
because the doc gave me some.
As in, well, is this getting legal? As
I
in
don't know.
My dad, my old man.
Well, he was my GP, wasn't he?
Yeah,
When I was going through this health anxiety thing, that I wanted to push onto everything but too much drink and drugs. I went to see the doc.
right. Yeah.
About it, and he gave me some sort of anti-anxiety and antidepressant medication. Is it all the same thing? I don't know.
No,
That's very,
no,
it's
it's
very
not.
ignorant.
It's definitely not. It does change you. I remember, like looking back now, Brody was, because I was like severely depressed as well. But she said when I got better and stuff, it was still like a little bit like a different person, who was slightly weird. Maybe I'm like a bit embarrassing, but I think that could just
That
be
doesn't
me,
sound that
Brody.
different.
I
Yeah.
think that could just be what you stuck with, mate.
I'm not hearing a lot of difference.
So straight into it, mate. We've got a bit to get through. It's episode 4 now, so there's
Yeah,
like
we've there's also a small order of business. not that I want to pick fault or criticise, because you're doing a sterling job. You left a bit in last week where we discussed, it wouldn't have made sense to anybody listening. We discussed viewing a video. We had like a little conversation that really didn't feel like it was part of the podcast.
Oh yeah.
Which, and also, if you've got a,
Go on. What else?
have you got a phone?
I've got a phone. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you bring up our podcast page on your phone, so just read episode 3.
In this episode.
No. The title of it, episode 3, :
Megsy's first trinket.
Read the word again.
Mesgy's.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
quite like it.
I like Mesgy.
I quite like Mesgy. That's why I wanted to bring it up. It wouldn't really bother me. I quite like Mesgy.
Mesgy. All right. Yeah. Point taken. That I will say that.
No point. I thought it was amusing. I
Yeah.
quite liked it.
And it's a happy mistake, isn't it? Mesgy doesn't hit the same though because I don't know. Megsy's nice. Megsy's real nice.
It's Megsy and Senior Sam.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Senior Sam, let's watch the best bit of media that we will ever get sent. Can you hear them birds
Yes.
when they do that? They're nice, aren't they?
Yeah, I think I could hear them the other week as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a
wondered
problem with
if
the
it was-
birds as well, have you?
No problem. No problem.
So, this was MC Ed Slater's work. He's been a massive contributor so far. He's done the jingle for the Dirty Questions, and then I don't know how he's done this, but I didn't even ask him either, but he's got this done. So watch this.
Hi, it's Keith Senior, a former professional rugby league player, and you are listening to Dirty Work with Sam and Mesgy.
Do you want to watch it one more time? Because there's like chains clinking in the background, I've just realised. I wonder what they are. Listen.
Hi, it's Keith Senior, a former professional rugby league player, and you are listening to Dirty Work with Sam and Mesgy.
Can you hear the chains?
Oh yeah. Yeah, just at the end. Wonder if he's got like a bracelet or something on.
I was thinking like someone chained up and he's got a sinister side to him.
No, that's not where my mind went.
Keith Sinister.
He's sinister.
Yeah.
That is quality.
But that is-
really, really good.
What were
It
you
kind
gonna
of makes you want to retire already, doesn't it?
say? Hang up the
How do you?
the pop filter.
Yeah. How do you get better than that?
Yeah, and I was thinking, I don't know, I can't see anyone else beating him. He's the OG.
Oh, no way.
He was
No
the OG.
way. He is the
Apart
OG,
from
yeah.
if we could get, I don't know who voice-overed Megamind, but if we could get maybe the
Will
director.
Ferrell.
Oh, is it Will Ferrell? I've never seen it.
Yeah,
so,
Will Ferrell.
Um,
Oh, right.
after all, I've never even seen it.
You just spent the first 2 episodes completely picking apart my facial demeanour. You've never seen it.
Yeah, how good's that? It speaks a lot about the man I am, doesn't it? How's your week been?
How's my week been? Quite honestly, difficult, mate. Just one of those weeks that getting rid of the drink and drugs and all the shit in your life doesn't actually make life a breeze, does it? And sometimes you just feel flat. So it's just been one of those weeks for me. Like, work's been busy. I've got a 14 or 15-month-old baby that thinks circa 2 or 3 a.m. is time to get up. And when your alarm goes off at 4:05 most mornings, there's nothing more frustrating than that. And usually when you'd have like a stressful week or you get something done at work or something's hanging over you, you go and have that release, don't you? That's what you've learned. That's what you've taught yourself. You go down the pub, you have a load of beer, you chat it through with your mates, and yeah, you just have to sit with it, don't you? And be like, don't really feel a buzz, don't really feel down. I'm literally just flatlining at the minute.
Yeah.
But what I've learned in the last God knows how many months is that you don't have to do anything with that. You don't have to chase the release, the positive feeling. You don't have to escape any something that's coming. You just have to live with it. I should be getting into bed at night and thinking, fucking hell, I'm having a really good week, I'm having a great day, and it's just not there. You're just like, oh God,
Yeah.
feel empty.
Yeah, it does happen.
But it's okay to feel like that, you know. Doing this isn't a miracle cure. You do sometimes just feel a bit down and a bit lost and a bit flat for some reason.
I feel like my mood is really, for me now, like it used to be crazy up and down, like with drinking stuff obviously, and then the lows and stuff, and now it's definitely leveled out. But this week has been like really up and down for me now, for what I'm used to, like waves of like, yes, weekend coming, because it's my first week back at work as well, which I've loved. I've loved having my routine back, but then also just up and downs. That's just life, isn't it? Like you, that's what I'm not used to still after 3 years, is like the real ups and downs of life that you can't block out. It's weird, isn't it, how you just block them out, but then you create worse up and downs.
Obviously we're into January now. Have you missed some of those Christmas disciplinarianisms? Is that what? Yeah. Has that left a big hole?
Yeah, the cane's been packed away in the Christmas box.
Yeah.
For another year.
I like the thought of that. Every Christmas you get a cane out.
Yeah. I'm really glad to have the routine back of work.
Yeah.
Like I've really enjoyed work this week. It's been fucking really hot though. And you find it hard to not find something to moan about in life, don't you? Like English and Australians love, I think English people more so, but you do have to moan about something, and it definitely keeps you going, moaning. Like,
oh God, yeah.
Because we moan to each other via WhatsApp about like stuff that isn't actually, you'd never moan about it to real people, but it makes you feel better. Like I remember when we were playing rugby, there was a club called the Sappuccino Club, and they'd call it sapping, and they'd just go for a coffee and moan, but you're having a laugh, and you're going, this is fucking shit, isn't it? Oh, did you see what drill we've got to do this after? Like, and it's just it's a form of therapy almost, just getting out like the stuff that you're pissed off about, but you're not really pissed off about. You're not actually. There's the birds again.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, they are nice birds. I feel like moaning, it's not negativity, it's getting out, the shit that you actually need to get out.
I love moaning.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. I'm very British and I can moan about anything. I genuinely enjoy it. And like you say, I'm not I'm not being like today. I can't remember why, but I've had a moan about the continental breakfast. Fucking hate it. It's the most ridiculous thing on the planet. And I don't know what's affected me today that made me think about the continental breakfast, but I was just like, you know what? It's fucking crap. Why do we have it?
What features? So I don't think I know what one is. What features? I've got
like,
two questions. What does continental even mean? And
exactly.
What is a continental breakfast? Because I always sit at hotels, but I just think it means breakfast. What is it?
It's just anything that isn't a fry up, isn't it? It's like fruits, croissants, ham, cheeses, and all of that. But it just like enraged me.
Yeah.
I do know how we got onto the subject because
Moaning.
Yeah, moaning. But my colleague John, he's telling me about a hotel or something over Christmas. He took on the continental breakfast.
Yeah.
He went for it. Like when you go down for breakfast and he has the continental breakfast, and I was like, "What are you?" Yeah, I could not get my head around it. I couldn't fathom it.
Well, why wouldn't you not have it?
And because you've got English breakfast.
Oh,
Like,
so
you've got...
he's chose it over
Oh
English.
yeah, yeah, he didn't. He
Oh,
said no
fuck,
bacon, no
unforgivable.
sausage. I don't know,
Unforgivable.
no Friday. He didn't want all that. He was like, yeah, the continental breakfast was great, and I was like,
Yeah.
who has ever said that in their life?
Mm.
No one. And it's got to be like crusty because everybody ignores it. No one has the continental full
No.
English.
And the
Madness. So,
cheese, when you get the sliced cheese with it, it's always gone hard on the corners.
yeah, because
Yeah.
people are leaving it.
People are leaving
Nobody's.
it.
It's like the Bosley hat. Nobody's
No.
having it. Nobody's having it, are they? So it's just
No.
sitting there like crusty cheese,
Stale
croissants.
croissants. Yeah.
Yeah, rock hard that you could bowl down a wicket, knock somebody's skittles over with
Yeah.
your croissants. But no, he's going in. He's going in. No thanks. I don't need the big plate. Give me that little side dish as well. I'm going to. This is how annoyed I get with it. You get like a little side dish plate, don't you? Who wants that? You want the big plate, please.
We went to SeaWorld last year, and I know people will be against that because it's animal cruelty ultimately, but they do a good deal, and you get a breakfast buffet. Have you heard of a breakfast buffet? Because that was
Oh yeah,
yeah.
brilliant.
I hadn't heard of that. I'm very limited in my breakfast knowledge, but I thought that was just like an Australian thing. But it's just all you can eat, and there's everything there.
Yeah, they do them at the marina.
So you have like a
think so?
cereal, you have a course of cereal, then you have your fry-up course, and then you have there's a pancake station where you make your own.
That's decent.
You just put a blob into this conveyor belt, and it's like a Willy Wonka thing, and then it comes down onto your plate, and obviously your kids absolutely buzzing off it.
You can dictate the thickness of them.
Yeah, there's a bottle or like a pump.
Very
You can have like a
decent.
double shot pancake or a single shot, and it's really nice.
Yeah, no, we haven't got that over in the marina in Hinckley.
Yeah.
That's very
SeaWorld.
decent.
Gold
Yeah,
Coast
all over
SeaWorld
that.
if you ever want a good breakfast, mate.
Dirty.
Do you think dry January makes like not drinking a bit of a novelty thing that shouldn't necessarily... Should we just fuck dry January off, do you think, as a concept, as the years go on, or do you think it serves real purpose? Because I sort of see it becoming more and more of like a bit of not a joke, but like, oh, he's doing it, and that I've seen like a meme about how people become like a bit unsufferable when they do it, and they make a big deal out of it, and I get it.
I mean, in my own personal experience, I think it's a pretty good thing. I used to take the mick out of it, and I used to say that anybody can do a dry January. It takes a real man to double down and go full bore in January after Christmas. that's how. And if you ever had any suspicion that I had a drinking and alcohol problem, sayings like that. And I've got loads of those stupid sayings. Yeah, I used to have a thing where I'd call it double down January. From my own experience, actually, I tried to do dry January last year, and I lasted 17 days. Went to a birthday party, sort of caved in, but didn't cave in at the birthday party. I went to a pub over the street so that other people didn't see me drinking. I had a couple of pints and then went home and got absolutely monkered. The day after, literally changed my life.
Yeah.
Failing dry January last year sort of pushed me over the edge that, wow, this is real. Like, you can't manage drink anymore.
Yeah.
You know, you set yourself a goal and you made 17 days.
I tried to do dry Jan 3 years ago, and I did like a week, and then Brodie was like, I was at a kid's birthday party, she was like, why are you in such a bad mood? And I was like, I'm not, but I was just sat in a corner, literally with my head like down at the ground, and I was like, fuck this, like, what's the point in dry Jan? And I started drinking again, and then a week later I was like, it was the 21st of Jan, so I was like, why can't I even do a week? And then that would have been the start of the process.
Really?
Like, oh fucking hell, yeah. So it's the same with any addiction. I think you can not doing it is merely the tip of the iceberg. That's basically you're doing it for a reason. Do you know what I mean? Or a million reasons, like gambling. is similar. Like, you're not doing it for the actual betting of the horses. It's you're escaping from something, and there's a reason you got to that place. It's not just sheer luck. Sometimes I think people can be unlucky and fall into these things, but I think more times than not, the addiction is not the issue. It's just a byproduct of the issue that's deeper. I've had a big week of feelings, like I've told you, but got in trouble with the law last weekend. I'll tell the story in a bit with the listener question, and no one should worry. I've not been like doing anything sinister, really. Nothing like Keith Senior, anyway.
Keith Sinister.
Yeah, not been chaining people up in my bedroom, but I was like really upset Saturday morning and then Sunday morning. But it was like it wasn't upset. I used to think depressed was upset back in the day, but upset was almost like a nice feeling, because it was like I know I hadn't done anything that I found morally wrong or whatever, and that's like another conversation. But I just felt genuinely like just a bit sad, and I cried to Brody. But I was really embarrassed that I was crying, so I was crying, going like, I'm sorry, like as I was crying, apologising for crying. And she was like, it's fine, I cry like every week. It's like, it's a normal part. Well, some people don't cry, and that's fine. But I think I'm not a crier like you. You're a crier, aren't you? Big time. I'm like, I cry very rarely, but I can cry. And I was just like,
I've welled up today. I've moaned about continental breakfast and listened to a song in the car today and it made me well up. I didn't fully cry, but
was it breakfast at Tiffany's? Continental breakfast at Tiffany's?
It was not continental breakfast at Tiffany's.
No,
that'd be a good name for a covers band. That would. Continental breakfast at Tiffany's. Bit of a mouthful. But
yeah, long to put on a chalkboard.
Yeah, A-boards are big though, aren't they?
And pubs might get people coming in going like, I'll have a continental breakfast please, and they'll go, no, it's a band. It's a band called Continental.
What would you could acronym in it to CBAT. CBAT.
CBAT.
Easier for the chalkboard. CBAT's on.
Yeah. But yeah,
where were we?
I was just saying I had an emotional week and I cried.
Oh, and I'm a crier.
And I'm not used to crying still. I'm not used to crying still. So when it does, I almost don't know what noises to make when I cry. And I don't know how to breathe. So I'll just hold my breath when I cry. Tears will be coming and I'll just be like, and then trying to apologise that I'm crying at the same time. And I think it looks quite overwhelming to my wife when I'm doing it, because it's just very odd. I've not grown up learning the crying techniques, I don't think.
She probably thinks you need nebulizing. Was it good to
feel
so what
I was saying was,
so what you were saying is it's good
like,
to feel like.
I was like, oh, this is how people cope with sad or joy. This is how people cope with their emotions. They cry, and it's like a release of the upsettedness. Like it's coming out. And like I hugged her, and then I was like, oh, like nothing's bad. It's fine. I've got to deal with the consequences of whatever's happened. This is fine, and I feel better for crying. And like you wipe the tears away, and you're like, yeah, no, like nice little cry there. And
did you laugh?
Yeah, then I was laughing as I was crying. I was apologising as I was crying.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
It ended up being hilarious to me, like looking back now. But there's been a few of them, and I think I just need to learn how to. It's a bit like, swimming, the breathing rhythm. I need to learn the rhythm of breathing whilst I'm crying, because I'm terrible. I think I must look grotesque when I'm crying, because I'm just struggling for oxygen.
You're tuned into the dirty work with Sam and Mesgy, where the work is really dirty. Same?
I've got a shout out that I want to do. Cal Smith, he's decided to not drink till June or July, so I just wanted to do a big shout out to Cal on that. I'm going to give
Yeah.
him.
Give him a
Because
siren.
I'm going to give him a siren, but I feel like a week doesn't deserve a good siren. I'll give him a good siren at like a month, so I'm just going to give him a pull-up.
Yeah, I'd be happy with that actually.
Yeah,
I-
for a week. That's all you got to do. You just need to do a week and you get that. I think that's worth your money.
What's Paul Spokes, by the way?
Oh, Paul Spokes is my dad's mate. His nickname was the Beer Monster, actually, back in the day.
Right.
Yeah, he's just a man.
Just a man. So
Yeah.
there's a very insular.
That was an inside
Insular.
joke that someone
Yeah,
said.
one of those. Right. Okay.
But how do you feel about going out now? You've told me a few little stories and that about you going out and not drinking. Do you feel less of, and I want to word it so it doesn't seem like it's a loaded question, because it is an open question. Do you feel like less fun and like less of a geezer? I don't think you've ever been a geezer.
No,
me.
I wasn't. I
Um,
wasn't. I wasn't. I don't know. I wasn't much of a Jack the Lad. Just I am a bit of a joker, ish. Just in general.
but do you feel
Yeah,
you're
I
still
was.
able to go out? Or yeah, I suppose you're like early-ish on in sobriety. It can be really hard to go out and be yourself, I think, sometimes. But do you feel like you're able to go out and just have or like play a game of pool and like
Um,
just have a laugh and you're no less of a fun person than others? Or do you feel like it's just a little
Definitely
bit
not.
lonery?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely not. Rightly or wrongly. And I did. To be quite honest, I don't know. Is if that is because I don't know who I am still.
Yeah.
I think I still haven't worked that out, whether I am fun. Naturally, I'm quite quiet, I'm quite shy, and it depends who I'm with. If I'm with the right people, and I know I'm not going to feel sort of triggered, because I think a lot of this, like when you mention peer pressure and stuff, for me, there is no bigger peer pressure, or I have to make no greater justification for not drinking to anyone except for my brain. I think the biggest, that I can have like a fucking 7-way conversation in my head when I'm sitting with people that I've done a lot of drinking with or taken drugs with, and they will trigger me still,
Yeah.
and and then I'll start saying to myself, "You're not fun enough. Like they don't want to be around you anymore because you and I don't feel part of it." And I start having this unbelievable battle inside my head about yeah, like you say, whether I'm fun anymore. Are these people even my mates? What am I doing here? Um, you know, is everybody looking at me because I'm not saying a word? Because I freeze up as well.
Yeah.
I go quiet and I start having this internal conversation. And then if somebody asks me if I'm all right, worst thing in the world. Like, it's the biggest deal ever then, isn't it? They're like, you all right? A bit quiet. And you're like, fucking yeah, I'm all right. So I have that as well. Like, are these people still my mates anymore? Do I even get on with these? But if they rang me on a Wednesday afternoon for some advice or some help, they'd still be my best mates in the world.
Yeah.
Just because they're around me drinking, it does still trigger me a bit, yeah, and I get in my own head a bit. So
I think that's just a fantastic example of the initial isolation you feel when you decide to not partake in the substances.
that's exactly it, yeah. Yeah, that's
all it is.
again, you've summed up and articulated in a sentence what's just taken me minutes to dance around the point and not stick the ball in the back of the net. You've just turned up and towed it in. Did you go through a stage of resentment for people? Because that's sometimes that is the better word for it. That's the word I was searching for, and I know I shouldn't have that, but there is. I do hold a resentment for people that can, still still drink and take drugs and have a good time. And
Not my real mates. I've had this. I've had a thing in my head like people piss me off, and it's a bad problem of mine. It's my problem, but just people piss me off, and at the best of times, I'll be walking around and just look at people, and just be like, "Look at you, like walking your dog," and they're just really nice, normal people. But a lot of people come on holiday where I live, and you can spot the holiday makers from a mile off, and this is me. This is a me problem, not them. And I'll just stare at these people on the beach or whatever, and just shake my head, not physically, but in my head, I'm shaking my head, going like, "Just go out! Like, what are you doing?" And I've got a problem with
just go.
just like that Alan Partridge line is just forever in my head. Like, I just hate the general public, and I'm like, it's a problem. And
What I think is good is that probably both of us understand, in what we've just said, these are our problems.
yeah, yeah.
I
But
don't
yeah.
resent my mates at any point,
No,
and I don't think in your heart of hearts you want the tourist population of Byron Bay back on a plane.
no. And you speak to them, they're lovely people, and they're like, "This is beautiful here," or whatever, or "Oh, do you know anywhere good to have a coffee?" And then I'm like, "Yeah, of course, come with me." And I'm like overly, probably because I feel guilty because I've just like wished bad things on
Assassinated
them.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, if looks could kill, you'd be a
Yeah.
serial killer.
But I think I channeled my resentment into people I didn't know, especially at the start when I was playing a lot of gigs at the time. And that actually worked as a positive for me because I just saw so many examples of people not having a very good time, but probably wake up in the morning going, "That was a good night, wasn't it? I feel terrible now, though." But I know the facts of they actually didn't, for 90% of it, have a very good time because I watched you half asleep in the corner while your wife said, "We need to get a taxi, we need to get a taxi." Do you know what I mean? You can see all these examples of people not really enjoying themselves that much, but they're paying all this money for more and more drinks. So I used that, but I didn't really get resentment when my friends were drinking, and I still don't. Like, with the people I care about, I just want people, and all people really, which is conflicting of what I've just said. I just want people to be happy with what they're doing, providing they're not on holiday where I live.
Yeah, where you live.
It's like there's no immediate gain that you get when you stop drinking or decide to like abstain or whatever it is, or do dry Jan. There's no like medal that gets given, or like, "Here you go."
There is the pink cloud,
Yeah,
which I only mention this because Lauren said to me, she was like, "I think you're still in the pink cloud."
can you explain what the pink cloud is? Because a lot of people probably won't know.
Just this overwhelming superpower, I would say, of everything good in life returning back to you when you stop drinking and taking drugs or whatever. Like a euphoria,
Yeah,
an unprecedented euphoria that no drink or drug can ever give you. And believe me, I've tried. Just going for a walk at 6 o'clock in the morning and there's a couple of birds or something.
but not dog walkers.
Not dog walkers. I was about to say dog walkers and then I stopped myself. I don't feel like I'm in it now. I
Yeah,
definitely don't. Because like I say, Lauren accused me. No, not accused me. She just said, I think you're still in the pink cloud. And I just think Lauren has mistaken the pink cloud for just a general positivity that sobriety gives me.
yeah.
I don't know why that's making you
Imagine
laugh.
tuning in now, you'd just be like, "What the
Yeah.
fuck are these idiots on about?" My 12
Yeah.
months in the pink cloud taught me a lot of things. Like, what?
Are you sure these two bold twats aren't still on drugs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not on drugs, are you?
We don't know yet. Let's see what happens when I come out the pink cloud. I'll tell you.
I was thinking on the drive home yesterday, it'd be funny to do a like an Easter number one maybe, or no, do Christmas number one, and we could do it. The song should be called "Living in the Pink Cloud" because that sounds like a Rolling Stones song, doesn't it?
What did they do? Hey, you get off my cloud or something? Didn't they do something
Oh
like that?
yeah, that's why. Yeah.
So
We could
maybe
get
that's,
Mick
yeah.
Jagger and we'll redo it. My mate works for Mick Jagger, so he's
Is
the
he?
branding manager for the Rolling Stones. So it's not. You just said nothing's impossible anymore. We could get Mick Jagger continental breakfast at Tiffany's first Christmas number one.
Yeah, the continental breakfast at Tiffany's. Easter number one.
Yeah,
Easter number one. If ever you need evidence that nothing is impossible when you stop drinking, then just play them the Keith Senior.
And you are listening to Dirty Work.
do you think he has any idea what he's doing? Keith Senior on that video. Do you think he's just reading like he's got like because he's a great player, but I can't imagine Keith Senior's got like hundreds of shout outs to get through. You know, like certain celebrities have like loads of them. Can't imagine he's got many, so I wonder how much thought
I
he
don't
gave
know.
it.
I imagine that might have been the only one he did that week.
Yeah.
With the greatest respect.
So he
And
might have
that
paid it from four.
and that only makes it even more special
Yeah.
that Keith has taken time for people that he doesn't know.
I think part of him would still be like, I wonder what Dirty Work is,
Yeah.
what Megsy is, and
Who's
why
me?
is Ed Slater asked me to do a short video? Surely, or do you think he's just done it without think? Because he's probably just a normal bloke, doesn't fucking overthink everything like me and you.
Alright, you lot. Time for dirty questions from you, dirty listeners. Dirty buggers. Dirty listeners. Dirty buggers.
This
Sweet.
comes with the announcement of our first guest. We sealed the deal last night. Rich
Did we?
Evans. Yeah, with Rich Evans of Rich London. He has agreed on episode
Excellent.
6 to
I
come
like
on
how
and be our
I
first
like
guest.
how I am also like sometimes with how much you do for this, I am like an audience member to this show at times.
So his question, bedtime. I found myself getting very bored at night at around 10 o'clock, and that's probably the time I would have gone for my third beer or glass of wine. As I've progressed, that's become normal, and it's clear that my missus goes to bed way later than me. Do you tell people what time you go to bed and that sometimes it's a bit embarrassing? Realistically, I wanted to go to bed at 9 o'clock on New Year's Eve. Basically, bedtime question.
Well, I can definitely relate to Rich Evans there because I obviously get up early these days, and I find myself going to bed sometimes like 8:30 at night. I could put the kids to bed now and get into bed at the same time. And Lauren, it's a bit like we were saying in the last episode. You have to learn to sort of manage yourself a little bit, I guess, because all this dirty work and quality work that you do for yourself, including going to the gym earlier and making a better life for yourself, can get a little bit selfish. Because going to bed at 9:30 while you leave your wife downstairs watching repeats of peak practice is not always the best thing for a healthy relationship, is it?
No. Firstly, in Australia, the culture's slightly different. You get up. In general, people get up at like 5 a.m. But nighttime, people are in bed. People are in bed at 9 o'clock, 8:30, and that's just normal.
Yeah.
My missus is a early bedtime person. She doesn't really drink. she loves going to bed early, and has sort of drilled that into me a little bit. And I'm up at 4:45 to 5:30 every morning, so I need to be in bed by 9. Going to bed early here is sort of the norm. But what I think Rich is touching on is the void that is left once you take away, especially at the weekends, that late night routine. Maybe sleeping on the next day, Saturday, Sunday. That routine is massive. It's a massive part of English culture, of going to bed late on a Friday and Saturday night, usually with a takeaway of some sort in there and alcohol. That's a huge part of English culture. And to not be part of that, because I used to live on Church Street in Burbage, where there's like 20 pubs on one road, it'd be like the start of a little festival each weekend, where you'd just start hearing the noises about 5 o'clock on a Friday of beer glasses and just, you know, people walking up in the buzz and the night time, and then I'd always be partaking in it. So, you know, I was part of the festival. I had a wristband.
So these people didn't piss you off?
No, because I was drinking. Like I was.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I had a wristband, VIP. I was in every tent going.
What about if they had a dog?
Yeah, didn't even. Do you know what? I think back then I wouldn't have even computed that someone was walking a dog. I'd be. And I used to wake up with there'd be pint glasses in our front garden every Saturday morning, Sunday morning, which is a result.
Where you lived, yeah.
Absolute result, isn't it? But that void though that's left, and even in Australia, where, like I said, it's an earlier bedtime, there's still a long night time at times that you have to fill, and I have to fill it with something. I can't just sit there. And I initially started making music again, and I sort of picked that back up again when I first got sober, because I was like, I've got to do something, and I just started doing it, and I loved it, and then I got bored of it pretty quick, and I got addicted to it as well. I was going to bed at like 3 a.m. sometimes on a Thursday, just on my computer. Like, you know what it's like when you're trying to make a song or finish something, you can't stop until it's done sometimes. So I got addicted to that, but to fill that void, and I alluded to it earlier, I got in trouble last weekend, but graffiti is something that I've always had an interest in, but because of my rugby playing career, I definitely couldn't be going out doing that back when I was playing rugby. I just dread to, so much of my personality I had to like sort of squash when I was playing rugby, because it just didn't fit in. Like even certain things, if you wore like a pair of trainers that weren't a certain trainer, they'd be like, what the fuck are they? And you'd just get rinsed. And then I moved over here, and I had a really strict visa thing where any trouble you get in, they can deport you and X, Y, and Z. So basically, I became a permanent resident, and I was like, finally, for the first time in my adult life, I can do graffiti. And by graffiti, I mean actual like artwork that is, big and colourful, not just like writing my name on bus stops and stuff. I did enjoy doing that as well, tagging and stuff. But I was passionate about it. I'd spend hours sketching and working out where I'm going to go and the spot, and it's a whole, it's a real culture. It's a part of hip hop culture. It's a real art form. It's got probably a bad name for itself, and it gets blended in with the street art thing. And I don't want to make this now a graffiti episode, because it's very boring for a lot of people to listen to, but it's been a huge part of my recovery, so I think it's important to sort of talk about it. So I really got into painting properly for the first time, and it was like a passion that was always there, but I wasn't able to necessarily partake in it. So I was always just able to like look at magazines, and even then I wasn't really that bothered because I couldn't do it, so I was just doing other stuff. But absolutely loved it. Your journey, you start off at the smaller stuff, and you end up doing more, probably harder spots to get, painting at more trickier places, more places where you're more likely to get caught. And as luck had it, Friday night last night I got caught by the 5-0. So
The way you just described it then is like, when you said you start off tagging small things and you work your way up onto, you keep working your way up to bigger things and you
yeah,
paint bigger things, more adventurous things, and
yeah,
you go into more riskier places and stuff like that. My brain was just saying, that just sounds like taking drugs to me.
yeah,
You start off with just a little pinch with your mates. Oh wow, that was great. And then, you have half a bag, and then you buy your own bag, and then you're on 3 for 100, and then you're on the Emirates, and you're all over the shop. And it
yeah,
just sounds like I could completely relate what you just said about graffiti to, like, having an addiction.
yeah. Well, this is why I wanted to speak about it, because it's the closest thing I've ever felt to alcoholism. Because I said when I first started like actively painting and stuff around here, um, our mutual good mate Josh, he won't mind me mentioning him, but it was our Friday club. We'd go out every Friday, and I said to Brody, if I ever get caught or like put our family's, well-being in jeopardy through this hobby, then it's curtains. I'll quit doing illegal graffiti. And it thankfully, because I said that, I got caught the other weekend, and I think looking back now, I was always going to get caught. The way my brain was working, it was almost like you said about the drug thing. Like it becomes not enough. I've got to go court now, and I'm not going to get in big trouble. I'll get a fine. But now I'm out of it. I'm like, fucking hell, I really was starting to do them patterns of my week revolving around the Friday night, the sketch leading up to
Addictive
it,
traits.
and going, right, where am I going to go? Where am I going to go on Friday? So I've done that. And this is, I'd like to say this. Some of this is enjoyable, and some of this is healthy as well. And I'd be texting Josh, going, where should we go? Should we go here? Should we go there? And sometimes I could tell he'd be like, oh, we'll just go wherever. Like, I'm not bothered. Where do you want to go? And in my head, it was like, no, where are we going, and what time are we meeting, and what, like,
Yeah.
that unhealthy side of it. And it
Yeah.
was just becoming. So the night I got caught, I had a gig in Byron, and I dropped my mate off home. So I had to drive down the highway, drop him off, and then do a half an hour loop back to the tunnel that I wanted to do that's on the M1 here. So I did this half an hour loop back, but I was just, I'm going to paint that. Like regardless, I'm going to do it. So I'm going to drop him off, and I got back, and it was like 2 a.m. at this point as well. And I parked my van right next to where I was painting. This part of the M1, there's 0 places to run. And I was just painting. I luckily finished it, and I was just putting the tag above it, and then hand on my shoulder, and it was the police. They said, we've got you on their chest body cams. And then that was it. And I was like, it's like sort of made me realise I was definitely getting addicted to it when I was at a point in life before it, that I was sort of finding a level of like having a normal week and it just being enough. But it's just, I've learnt now that I've just got to make sure I get that balance of like doing enough that's enough for me, but also not getting this unhealthy obsession with something that takes over my whole week. And sometimes I'd be at work on Monday and I would have fucking done little pencil tags over a whole wall of like a building site, and I'm like, oh, what am I doing? Like, I don't remember doing that. And it's just like a constant like white noise radio in my head of whatever that addiction is at the time.
It's obviously played a huge part in you creating a life outside of drink, So it's you've got to be grateful for it. I think you've also got to be grateful to yourself that you can sort of see and identify these addictive traits and tendencies now. And unfortunately, it's taken you getting pinched to see that. But I don't think it's a bad thing, is it? It can only be a positive from here. You pay the fine, was it the smartest thing? Same as drinking drugs, though, isn't it? Some of the places I've been at 2 a.m. in the morning, just as just as ropey and as sinister as painting a highway, in the middle of the thing. So, you know, uh, eating, being out at that sort of time of night and stuff did that eat into your family time? And while we were on about bedtimes, this whole thing started with bedtimes, didn't it, with Richie's question?
Yeah.
Does that impact I mean, when you get up? I mean, are you out painting till 3 o'clock in the morning and getting up at half 5 the next day? Or are
No.
you getting up at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock the next
No,
day?
I'd be getting up at like 7, 8, which when you got 3 kids, they're all up at like half 5, 6.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? On a Saturday, and then you are groggy the next day, obviously, because you've had 4 hours sleep. So it definitely eats into the quality of the time you have with your family. Of course it
yeah,
does. And I'm not going to live a life where I can't have any hobbies either. And I'd just like to also say, like, I'm not looking back now going like, what was I doing? Because I loved it, and I still love it, and whether it's legal or not, it's sort of
yeah.
irrelevant. Like, it's not,
And
oh, what was I doing something illegal? Like, I don't look at it like that, because street art is often legal, and it's not as good as graft, basically, in my opinion.
that's why I say I think you've got to be grateful to it. It's clearly helped you on the other side of alcohol become the person you are today, fill the void, as
Yeah.
we were saying at the start of this question. So that's a really good thing, in my eyes.
But I've also got to find other ways of just like not doing something at night. Going back to Rich's question, because Friday, going to bed at 9 and trying to go to sleep is the hardest thing in the world for me to do still. Even after a really, working in 35-degree heat, 42 hours a week, I'll still, Friday, 9 o'clock, I'll try and go to bed early, and I'll just be like, bzzing, like buzzing, almost my brain going like, come on then, like, let's go and get up to no good.
Yeah,
And
really.
that's still there. Because I'm not active, I'm just there, like, and I'll be on like watching YouTube and trying to find a documentary or something. I'm just like, I need more. And I've not got the solutions for this either. This is like just this is my dilemma or problem.
Yeah. See, I think I've gone the other way to you in that, because I spent a lot of my time, pre-drinking drugs with late nights, sometimes with what I was doing, not sleeping at all, um, for quite some periods of time. And I think on the other side of it now, I've really embraced, just going to bed, not needing to fill that void at night, just being like, you know what, I'm done.
Yeah,
And I enjoy my mornings now so much more. I
yeah,
feel my mornings, that's why I get up at 4:05 in the morning to go to the gym, and
yeah,
I'll go for coffee with friends. If me and our mate Ben, on a Saturday morning, we'll often train together, and we'll be in McDonald's having a coffee by 6 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday.
yeah.
Um,
Good coffee.
I j-
Good choice.
it's cheap. It's cheap. I ain't paying Costa nearly £4 a go.
Well, Costa's dog
No
shit as well,
chance.
though.
I don't find myself getting that bored. Um,
Yeah,
I've got Disney Plus, and I
yeah.
can
I
never.
haven't.
The only
So
thing that will kill me is when my kids get too old to watch them with me.
yeah,
So,
you can take up graph.
what? What? Yeah. Take up.
Start writing
Yeah.
Megsy.
Start writing Mesky.
Mesky, yeah.
Um, Mesky in the subway stations. Yeah. Do you know what could fill your void now? Graph's gone.
What? Kez?
Cinematography. Kez can be the star. Cinematography.
I've watched a lot of films, I think, but just not Kez. I haven't watched Kez, no. I
Classic.
just think of Bo Selector.
Yeah, that went mad, didn't it? They're all out the closet. Not out the closet. They're all they're all out the woodwork now, aren't they, trying to do him? Craig David had a big go at him, didn't he? Said it ruined his career and gave him real mental health issues. Craig David actually was in an episode,
Yeah.
the proper Craig David, featured in season 2. So wasn't that bad when you were getting paid to star in the show, was it, Craig? But
Yeah, and it was probably the most fame he'd had since his breakout year. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it, yeah. Like that. You know, one of them albums that sort of is just the genre. It doesn't matter. Like your mum has it, your sisters have it, you have it, everyone has it. And that first Craig David album, not his later stuff, that wasn't as good.
yeah, my brother had it.
But it just superseded genres. Even though there was like really good garage tunes on it and stuff, it was all just good music, and he's got a sick voice. On 7 days, he takes her for a drink on Tuesday. So he was out boozing on the Tuesday.
Yeah.
So there you go.
He met her on Monday, took her for a drink on Tuesday, yeah.
Craig David,
Dude.
pisshead. And that reminds me, I wanted to give a big shout out to Arms House to Your Mum's House. Do you listen to that podcast?
I don't personally, no.
It's
But I'm aware of it because I've seen you message them.
yeah. I just want to say they've given us a couple of shout outs on their podcast. It's a graph podcast, so all of our thousands of disciples should go and listen to that. If you're into graffiti, hip hop, you'd like this. Their latest episode was best graffiti themed hip hop tunes of all time, and they go through like all these songs. So it's really
sounds quite
entertaining.
good, actually.
And they've given us a couple of shout outs, so it's only right that we do the
We
same.
appreciate that, yeah.
Obviously, it's going
We
to be
do
slightly
appreciate
less
that.
effectful when the only people listening to this is our dads. But
Yeah. But yeah. And that's at 1.5 for your dad. And mine's
Yeah.
turned it off by now.
yeah. So yeah, shout out Arms House to Your Mum's House.
See your mum's house. I quite like the name of that.
Yeah, do you know the
It's a
song?
good name. I like name. No.
Oh,
Didn't realise it was a
right,
song.
I'll give you this as a treat.
You don't wanna bring arms house, I'll bring arms house to your mom's house. You don't wanna bring no beef, bring some beef, you lose some teeth. You're gone now. You don't wanna bring arms house, I'll bring arms house to your mom's house. Your mom's you don't wanna bring no beef, bring some beef, you lose some teeth. You don't wanna bring arms house, I'll bring arms house to your mom's house. You don't wanna bring no beef, bring some beef, you lose some teeth. You're gone now. You don't wanna bring arms house, I'll
Good,
bring
innit?
arms house to your mom's house. Your mom's you don't wanna bring no beef, bring some beef, you lose some teeth. 4 lick 4 shot for your 4 door for the 4 rares that's inside. And the 2 lick 2 shots at 2 of you in your 2 litre 2-seater today.
How good is it?
We'll split your crew, leaving the chair with 2
Alright.
girls. And I'm Mac 10 with this guy, I don't need no friends. I'm gonna save up for one of them. 4 lick 4 shot for your velour. Told y'all you're not raw no more. Watching when he drops it.
4 lick 4 shots for your velour.